Interesting topic that affects consumers is how much their mobile network operator is spending on their network. A lot of times, those costs and how much they spend reflects itself into the pricing of what consumers pay. So, if prices are going to increase, it's likely due that the mobile network operator is passing those costs onto you, the consumer. So, let's be mindful of this as we go through this article here. 2022, the year of peak 5G spending. Okay, so that would mean that some kind of pinnacle is going to be reached this year, and then things should be tapering off. All right, so this is saying that 2022 is likely to be the 5G spending peak for U.S. operators, according to Stefan Pongratz, the VP at Del Oro Group. He said that U.S. capex projections upward and expects U.S. wireless capex to grow at a double-digit rate in 2022 and then taper off 23 and 24. So they're basically saying this is going to be a very investment heavy year, and then things should ease in the coming years. All right, so AT&T and Verizon are ramping up their 5G builds in C-band, a combination of 3.45, the auction that just finished, and then a combination of the 3.7 auction from last year. And we know that the carriers are already building that out, especially Verizon. Verizon spending 45 billion on the spectrum, the 3.7 gigahertz and 77. AT&T spending 23.4 billion on their combined licenses. Um, well, yeah, well, 23 plus the 9, so actually about 32 billion. All right, so um, where this ends up in terms of the total spending, I mean, it's not really a big deal, but they've spent a lot. Even T-Mobile, which already had a lot of mid-band spectrum with the 2.5 gigahertz, they bought some too in the C-band. So you have to build that out. You have to put up antennas. You have to put up radios. You have to increase the fiber backhaul, the fiber cable you run to the tower sites. All of that costs more money. So the capex or the capital investment that they're putting into the network is going to peak this year, according to this report. All right, with the plans to exceed coverage goals of 70 million Americans this year for AT&T and that new mid-band 5G, Verizon trying to hit 175 million, T-Mobile's trying to get to, I think, what their next goal is 250 million and 300 million pops by the end of, next year and moving forward. I mean, it makes sense. The peak year of spending is probably going to be this year. AT&T is spending about 6 billion going into 2023, and that'll be their peak year. So probably Verizon this year and T-Mobile this year, they're peaking. AT&T may peak next year. They're trying to be smart about how they upgrade their towers and how they put up the radios and the antennas for both types of their C-band. So they're kind of playing the patient waiting game to make it more cost effective. But that being said, even though this seems like an alarming amount of spending, it's going to start to taper off. So here's the breakdown on that. The expectation is that by the end of next year, with I think AT&T's capex is over 20 billion. Verizon's is actually going to peak to like 22 billion this year when you count in the traditional capex plus their C-band investment, which is dedicated and specific. And then T-Mobile's at like 12 billion, Verizon over 22 billion, and then AT&T's like 24 billion this year. So they're all kind of peaking at the same time. And at I think probably by the end of next year, going into 2024, the move away from upgrading macro sites, now they can start really emphasizing, the small cells, right? Because of the trouble with indoor penetration, right? Getting those mid to higher frequencies from outdoors in is more challenging, especially from range. So they're gonna have to start doing small cells very close to the users and even some indoor stuff. And they can't really do that with a full force commitment until they finish the macro outdoor build, right? So that's kind of the way it works. But hey, spending is about to hit its peak. Then the companies probably become more profitable as they generate revenue and get return of investment. And they got to create all those opportunities, network as a service for the 5G use cases. What do you guys think of these numbers? What do you think of the story? You think this is all spot on? You think it's going to play a little bit differently? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. You are the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard. Please do like, share, and subscribe for more. Turn on the bell notifications to never miss an upload. All my community stuff. Links in the description box. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Peace.